Well, what would a Heritage Day celebration be without food? And if there's one dessert that screams South Africa, then it's got to be this yummy sip-up Marula fridge tart that we are about to make. It's very easy, quick to make, and it's something that you can tackle with your kids on your own. But I can promise you hands down that if you arrive with this and you present it, everybody will love you. And Marula Sitati is here to show us exactly how it's done. Great to have you with us this morning, my sister. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Very well, thank you. Good weekend behind you?
Great weekend.
Anything exciting?
Lots of exciting things.
We'll keep it at that, right? All right, but I'm very excited to get this recipe underway, especially because it involves one of my favorite flavors, Marula. As a fruit, we know it is abundant on the African continent, in South Africa as well, from which one of the most celebrated liqueurs is made.
Yes, it is.
But we're going to give it a bit of a family spin, are we?
100%. So we've got some delicious Marula here.
Lovely stuff.
I'd like you to get started on the base.
Aha.
Yes.
You were asking me if I've ever made a tart.
Yes.
And I have not. This is the first time. So we've got some melted butter that's going to go into our cookies, right?
100%. That's your crust. And you're just going to mix the two together.
Waste not, want not. Make sure.
Don't waste anything.
There.
I'm just mixing the gelatine.
Yes.
For my base.
Good stuff. Shall I start off with the spoon first just to make sure it all mixes together, and then we'll use a spatula to make sure it gets around. Now, with the cookies, right, you don't necessarily want them all super fine and powdery. You want some chunky bits too.
You want some chunky bits in there, but you want the butter to melt in quite well with the crust. And I'm going to add my Marula in.
So tell me, what kind of consistency are you looking for? Because at this point...
That's perfect.
Is it perfect?
That's perfect.
So it's got to be like crumbly, not completely pasty.
Yes, so your hands are going to basically warm the crust up, and then once you press it in, the temperature will melt it nicely. It will create a nice base in there.
So let's see.
So I'm going to put my ingredients in. It's Marula, gelatin.
And what, cream cheese at the bottom there?
We've got cream cheese at the bottom, and then we've got some sip-up.
Okie dokie. All right, let me see how well I do with making sure that our base is flat, because we want to get as much of that filling in as possible. Oh, we're not with the hands. I thought you'd give me a chance there. Okay, so let me get it in there. Get it in there just like that, all the way around. Okay, and while I'm doing that, now, if you're looking for a drink to keep you going throughout the day, simply grab any flavor of your favorite Clover sip-up and level up your game. It's available in exciting flavors, including uniquely South African flavor fave Marula, as we're talking about right now. Okay. Perfect. How does that look?
That looks great.
So you just want to make sure that... But I guess it's going to seep through, 100%. Inevitably.
Yes.
So don't worry too much about that.
Your temperature's warming that up beautifully. You're not used to this.
This is a new experience.
So basically, once you are done, you're going to let that cool down so that the crust forms nicely at the bottom, and then we're going to whip this up, okay?
So would you be adding, would you be putting this in the fridge then to kind of have it solidify?
What I do is put it in the fridge just so that the base comes together and doesn't crumble when you add in the mixture.
Lovely stuff.
Lovely stuff.
I've got a bowl here that you can place your extra spoon in.
Thank you so much. Lovely. Can we put this on?
Please go ahead.
Let's go.
I can see that let's go.
Yeah, I've been waiting for this moment.
And a bit of nerve to it. All right, so you work it nice and slowly to start off with. And of course, if you don't have a hand mixer like that, work it with a spatula. Get those extra calories burned, because you're going to consume them anyway once you start getting into this dessert. And ideally, I mean, obviously you're serving this on the weekend after braainyana.
Yes.
Or even just as a treat. You might have it in the fridge, that 12 o'clock midnight snack.
Right. I agree. So I've got chocolate here that we're going to top it with once we're done.
Ooh.
To add on to the Marula flavor.
Some extra decadence.
100%, but you could do some berries, some lemons if you like that tartiness.
Lovely stuff. And by the way, at home, maybe you can let us know about what kind of recipes or foods remind you or help you to celebrate our heritage. There are so many cultures in South Africa that each bring into our spectrum their own flavor, right? Is there one for you?
For me, that's my favorite, chicken feet.
Ha la la, monoto.
Yes.
Live!
My son loves that, so that's our favorite snack to have together and share.
On the regular?
On the regular.
Yay!
So it's nice to pass that on to him. And then a nice South African one too. I think milk tart is a good South African dessert.
There we go,
Yeah.
there we go. All right, well, while you get that, because I can see you're a perfectionist, you want to get that all smoothed out.
All smoothed
As we
out.
said, you're going to pop it into this crust that would have been in the fridge for a couple of minutes, and then you're going to pop that into the fridge for about, what, half an hour?
For about overnight. Ideally. Overnight, ideally. But an hour to 3 hours.
Fantastic stuff. Mule, thank you so much. Check out at Feed My Tribe on social media,
My
right?
Tribe.
And once again, do let us know, how are you celebrating Heritage Day with delicious food all round?